Dear students, in continuation to the previous discussion, which was related to flight and locus, I would continue with the same topic related to flight and locus at 2. Now, talking about it is in general information regarding insects, and then we would move on to specifically the locus. So, to match their ecological needs, insects from diverse taxa such as butterflies, moths, locusts, and dragonflies undertake impressive seasonal mass migrations, traveling up to thousands of kilometers to their ultimate destination. Migratory insects do seem to have some map sense, as they know what direction they need to travel to reach their goal. Now, this is something very specific in the migratory, may it be birds, may it be fishes, or may it be insects. All these organisms, if we say these animal species, they have some sort of sense which we can term as map sense, and that decides them uh, to finalize their route, that which direction they have to travel so that they reach to their goal, the terminus where they have to go. However, it is unknown whether they have a complete map sense, that is, they know where they are at any point along the migration route relative to their destination. But because it is very difficult to understand this complexity of behavior among the migratory organisms, so may it be insects or birds, we can only put some compass and adjust, yes, that they follow this route, this track for moving, but whether they have a complete map sense, this is still um, an unknown factor which really remains uh, unknown till date. Having a complete map sense would be important for course correction if, for example, a migrant is displaced from its normal heading by strong winds. Once a displaced migrant has a sense of its position, it can then use directional information provided by compasses to course the correct route. Many day active migratory insects, such as time compensated sun compass, they use a time compensated sun compass, that is in relation to the sun. Skylight features containing information about the solar azimuth, that is the horizontal position of the sun, are detected, adjusted for time of day, and used to generate motor commands that ensure a constant directional bearing. So actually these are these features which are related to the solar, that is to the position of the sun. These are detected, adjusted, and then motor commands are generated so that the organism, or specifically if we talk about the locust or insects, they move in a particular direction. Behavioral responses to polarized light have also been shown in the migratory desert locust, and besides the solar azimuth, polarized light also affect the migratory locust, their behavior or response to movement. The species detect polarized light with the specialized dorsal rim area of the compound eye and process this information in an elaborate neuronal network in the brain. This has been studied by the scientists, but the details as such are yet to be made very clear. Experimental evidence for a sun compass orientation as part of the migratory strategy of the locust was provided by Kennedy. Marching hopper bands move in rather constant direction from dawn to dusk and usually maintain walking direction over several days, especially in unobstructed terrain. That is, if it's a smooth terrain, they just continuously walk on, walk on, walk on for several days. This is for the marching hopper bands. If you remember, in my earlier discussion, I have talked about that the locusts have two phases. One is the solitary phase and the other is the gregarious phase. And when the young ones of the gregarious phase, that is, they haven't developed their wings, or they are in the alate forms, then they are actually the hoppers. They just hop. So that stage, that is when they walk in groups, they walk in a specific direction for several days, from morning, early morning to late evening, and then they rest. Different bands in the same area may move in parallel or in different directions, but Kennedy found no evidence for a particular orientation relative to wind directions. Within a band, there is a strong tendency for individual animal to follow the common marching direction, which he termed as gregarious inertia. Gregarious, they are together. Now, to study the role of the sun as a guiding factor, he obscured the sun with a blanket and artificially altered the position of the sun in the shaded area by a mirror. That is an uh, experiment conducted by him in a laboratory. Most dramatic effects were observed when the sun's reflected image was shifted by 180 degrees from the right to the left. Animals stopped, turned around, and marched in the opposite direction. That means there is a definite guiding factor, which is the sun, because if the sun rays are not there, the what happens is the animal stops, they turn around, and then they start marching in the opposite direction if the change is the shifted by 180 degree. Animals could be made to walk alternately in opposite directions by showing or removing the blanket and mirror. Because of gregarious inertia, the experiments were performed on thin streams of marching animals and not at a point of densely crowded hoppers, where the tendency to follow the direction of animals not affected by the stimulus would be in conflict with the individual's sun compass orientation. The data strongly suggests that the tendency to walk in a common direction together with the sun compass mechanism determines the stability of marching direction in areas with obstacles. An internal time compensation mechanism apparently compensates for daytime shifts in solar position, as has been found in many animals using sky compass orientation. So there is an internal time mechanism which compensates for the daytime shifts in relation to the solar position. In contrast, the choice of marching directions appear to be determined by other factors, such as particular features of the terrain or common orientation to the morning sun before the start of band formation. Alison Ashall interpreted this to be a thermal reaction to reflected heat from the mirror rather than a sun compass response. Now, although earlier it has been depicted, it has been suggested that this is a solar compass, but Alison Ashall in 57, what they interpreted, they said it could be because of the heat, because of the thermal reaction from the mirror, and this is not a sun compass response. But then there are these observations are based on experiments which have been conducted in the laboratory. So we have to just cite or quote what the observations have been made, because we have not done it ourselves, and based on the studies which we have today, definitely there is some sun compass and it is not the thermal, and or it could be both, because the solar rays definitely affect the temperature. So but then the basic solar basic thing is the sun, which regulates this orientation or movement of many organisms, including the insects and of course including the locusts. We'll continue with the same topic further. Thank you.